A well-designed strategy serves as a reliable compass to growth. Together, we will achieve your goals and track your triumphs, empowering you to thrive in a highly competitive market with solid intentions. My name is John Smitty, and my mission is to change the way people think about marketing. I grew up in Traverse City, Michigan. We have two peninsulas here, the Leelanau Peninsula and the Old Mission Peninsula, and there's two bays that come in from off of Lake Michigan. It's a paradise of fresh water. It's a really, really great place to live. When I was in my 20s and 30s working as a touring artist, I was stationed out of Detroit all through that time, on and off for 20 years. And when I met my wife, we decided to get married and move back to Traverse City to raise our kids. And that's kind of where my story of my career began. But one of the great things about having an office here and working out of this location is that I can work from here anywhere in the world, and I can travel to Los Angeles for work, or Miami for work, or Chicago, wherever I have to go, and then I get to come back here. Lead Plan Marketing was started back in 2016, and Lead Plan is a full-service marketing and creative agency. If it has to do with marketing or advertising, we have our hands in it at Lead Plan Marketing. Our sister agency, which is called NutraMarketers, and NutraMarketers only does Amazon marketing for nutrition brands. 2018, we took on our first supplement brand, a sports nutrition company. And we took over all of their digital marketing. Word kind of traveled that this marketing agency was doing a great job with these supplement brands, because the thing about the supplement industry that I was told when I first got into this by a guy that I met who was in the manufacturing side of this is that the supplement industry, it's a very large industry, but it's a very small community. And if you start to build a reputation for being good within that community, the word travels fast. You have to make sure that anything that you're saying on a label, on a website, on an advertisement, in an email campaign or an email sequence, all fall within the guidelines of the FDA. I get a call from a guy named Dan Raphael, and Dan is a physician's assistant out in Huntington Beach, California. He's also an athlete and a personal trainer, and he works with a lot of guys to help them get back in shape, help them be their best. These guys are usually in their mid-40s up to, I would say, around 65 years old. Dan, in his journey to help these guys build muscle in their middle-aged life, started helping them supplement with ingredients that would help their body create more testosterone. So Dan called me this morning and let me know that he talked to his manufacturing partner and that we have a run date established. The problem with the run date is it's only 6 weeks away. Dan started experimenting with different ingredients, different supplements, fenugreek, tribulus, vitamin D, maca root, and it was really working for him, and it started to really work for the guys that he was working with, and he decided that he was going to put together a formula of his own. There was no branding, there was no name, there was some ideas he had for that stuff, but he said, I got this product and I need to take it to market, and he called me. So we took him through what's called our new product launch program. And that program is all about taking a product from ground zero, from being nothing, to creating the brand, creating the brand aesthetic, the brand message, to creating the logo, the label, naming the products, naming the brand. So the first thing that we have to do is create the brand. When we create a brand, we look at a brand like it's a person, how the brand sounds, what's the tonality, what is kind of the personality of the brand. And we do that with something called a brand script. We write this story that is a lot like a movie script. Once we've established the brand script, we'll be able to pull out headlines, taglines, calls to action, different, one-off lines, but also that brand script will give inspiration to our copywriting team for advertisements, for website copy, for Amazon listing copy, anywhere that we need to do any writing for the brand. This is going to lead into the label, and we want to have something that is going to look different. We want to be able to show that this product will help increase your libido, increase your ability to build muscle, increase your energy levels, and we have to be able to say all that without actually saying that, because the FDA won't let us make any claims. In order to get a sale, we have to get this customer's trust. The best way that we can do that right now as a brand new company is to be on Amazon. Amazon is trustworthy. Amazon has very high buyer's intent, meaning people who are on Amazon are there because they're looking to purchase a product. If they're searching for, in this case, a testosterone or a testosterone booster supplement, they're looking to buy that product. They're going to Google to find information about products. They're coming to Amazon to buy. Somebody goes in and they search Amazon test booster. These are the brands that are going to show up. So we're seeing right off the bat a lot of dark black imagery. Now we're getting to some more bold colors. Okay, so we're trying to get a sense of how these kind of look first as we scroll through. We have one that stands out here to me, Genius Test. So Genius Test, white label, it's opposite of what we're seeing with all this black. Who we're trying to speak to are not younger guys who are trying to get jacked. They're older guys that are trying to get back to feeling great again. They're looking for a natural supplement that's going to help their body naturally produce more testosterone. Average revenue for a brand is about $50,000 and the average price is about $34. First thing I'm going to look at here is the total revenue. So on the keyword test booster, total revenue is basically $2.4 million in the last 30 days. So what we know here is that if it's $2.4 million, if we can take just 1% of that, that'd be over $20,000 in monthly sales. So that's a good starting point. So I think we've got a pretty good lay of the competitive landscape. We understand who we're going to be going up against on Amazon, which is the platform that we've chosen to launch on. Now it's going to be really important that I run this down to my team and that we keep this project within our process. We've developed this process over a number of years and it works very, very well. But when one thing goes wrong and we get pushed outside of that process, that's where the dominoes start to fall. So the first thing that I need to do is make a call to our brand strategist and creative director, Mike, so that we can get the brand portion of this underway.
The first step in the strategy is to create a brand script. The purpose of the brand script is to really tell the brand's narrative from the customer's perspective. Most businesses do a great job of talking about themselves, but that's really not the right way to go about it. You should really lean in on the customer's experience and try to tell a story from their vantage point. A good hook of any story is a challenge that the hero must face before they can accomplish this goal. The path to accomplishing this goal may seem insurmountable until they interact or meet the guide. That's the role that our client, the brand, wants to play in this story. In the brandscape process, we develop visuals that address typical manifestations of the brand, such as color palette, typography, photography style, layout style. It's worth mentioning that when we were going through the discovery phase with this client, they started to share ideas that they had for their label design and their overall brand aesthetic. The brandscape process is a way for us to test that idea that they have, along with propose ideas that we think may be more effective. The inspiration we actually used for this was Rocky Balboa, the whole idea of a puncher's chance fighting back and getting back in the game. But we move into some of the executables, which include the Amazon listing graphics, a 30-second commercial, and with the product label design done, the next step is to move into photography. get some photos that we'll use in the Amazon listing. And once we have those, we can start building out the landing page, which is an e-commerce website designed for the product. These landing pages are designed systematically to drive traffic into the Amazon listing to help optimize sales. They feature different dynamic elements and calls to action that best effectively help sell the product.
Now that we have a great price strategy, we need to get more exposure and get that product seen by more potential buyers. In order to do that, it's time to unleash Amazon advertisements. I'm gonna call our Amazon director, Andy, let him know the stats and see what he thinks about starting the ad campaign.
Hey John, how you doing?
Hey, good man. Thanks for grabbing my call. I got some information on Optimo with this first week of the launch. Are we ready to go ahead and start the ad campaign on Amazon?
Yeah, to me it seems like everything is going good so far. The BSR is going down, and slashing that price will increase that conversion rate quite a bit. And as we get more reviews, it's just going to get better and better. So let's launch these ads.
Let's do a $1,000 budget for the next 2 weeks, and we'll check back in on it in 2 weeks and see where we're at. Well, if there's one thing you can count on during a new product launch, it's hitting snags and roadblocks, and it looks like we've hit our first one. They don't allow advertising on Amazon for testosterone boosters. So what we've decided to do is make a quick pivot. We're gonna take our Amazon ad budget and combine it with our Google pay-per-click ad budget, and we're gonna use those ads on Google to drive traffic into the landing page where they can click shop now and be brought right into the Amazon listing. So it's a way for us to quickly and effectively sidestep that challenge and continue on with the process of this launch. So it looks like the listing is strong. The creative team and the Amazon team have done a great job building out this listing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers to see if we're trending in the right direction and showing that algorithm that the product is in demand and people love it. In week 1, we've done $589 in sales. We've got 2 reviews, both 5 stars. Not a lot, but enough to show that people that have bought the product do like the product. The most important KPI or key performance indicator that we have is our sales ranking position, and we've seen it drop from 166,000 to 115,000. That is a great indicator that we're trending in the right direction. Now, in an effort to keep the momentum going and increase sales to show further demand of the product, we're gonna do a couple of things. First, we're gonna take our price and we're gonna slash it from $49.95 down to $19.99. This will effectively allow us to undercut the competition. Next, because we have no organic sales ranking positions for our keywords, we're gonna pay to put our client at the top of search for Amazon.
All right.
All right, you're back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. It's just I can't see it on the phone, so I had to pull up the bigger screen.
Okay, cool. So that's where we left off. Those were the goals that we set forth for the next 30 days, which would have been the 21st of last month through the 21st of this month. Today's the 22nd. So total revenue generated, we did 9,675.16. Dan, I know you got questions about what went to Amazon and that split, and that's why we have Andrew on the call here, so we can talk about that here in a minute. But when we just look at high level revenue, how much did we do in sales in that month? It was 9675.16. It gives us a total of 487 units sold. When we look at keywords, we started with 16 keywords on page 1. We now have 413 keywords on page 1. That is
wow.
That is the biggest keyword jump that I've seen in the history of my career. Basically, the sales ranking position is a combination of all these different metrics that Amazon is using to figure out if this is a quality product, if people like the product, if we're giving a great customer experience, if we have plenty on hand to sell, all these, if people are coming from outside the platform to find it, all these different factors it's using. The lower your sales ranking score is, the better off you are. Like, if you could ever get to 1, you would be
Right.
a bazillionaire,
Mhm.
We started out, I think at our peak, we were at 220. When we benchmarked it at our last meeting, we were at 187,000 and change. So we've come down all the way to 22,698. This is a tremendous sales ranking position.
Yep.
I mean, this is like, we couldn't ask for better than this.
Yep.
As you can see, there are many components that go into the launch of a new brand or even a new product. It's never just as simple as let's throw together a name, let's put a label on a bottle, and let's put it up for sale. There are many, many, many different factors that come into play, from the competition to creating a unique selling proposition, to getting a unique brand strategy in place, getting the product available on the market with a message that's going to speak to the consumer, that very specific consumer that you're after as a brand. But if you do all these things and you do them correctly, if you go through all of the steps that we went through in this episode, you too can have a phenomenal brand launch. We've already got a call for our next project. I hope you can join us on the next one.